Hello, once again, you're most welcome back to a tutorial in VSDC. I am Caesar Obudra, so-called axiomatic chaser. So in this tutorial, I am going to teach you also for you how to create a cinematic movie title that your the title of your videos will come like that on in cinemas. So for us to do that, we're going to begin by creating a new project, which is a new blank project. Then so after I have clicked on that, uh, unfortunately the dialog box that has opened is not shown on the screen recorder. So I don't know how I will really show for you this, but I hope if you have ever interacted with of course, VSDC, after clicking on blank project, there is a dialog box which opens for you, from which you are supposed to now select and open your new project. So mine is going to be called project 3, but it is important for you to name the project according to what you're going to do. So I want to name this project, give it the name cinematic uh, cinematic let me say, I want to give it the title cinematic title making cinematic movie cinematic movie title making. That is what I want to do. Title making. So after I said you're unable to see the dialog box because it's like the screen recorder that I've been trying to use is unable to read that edit. I mean, the dialog box is for VSDC, Windows. But I'm going to change the background color to tan, TAN. Then I've set the author to be my name, the copyright my name, the publisher to be Axiomatic Chaser, which is my YouTube channel on which this movie will be uploaded. So that means it will be published on there. Then I'm not going to write the description because it will waste our time. But then, good. If I say finish, then you will see the effect of what I did. So from here, if you want to create the cinematic movie title, then you should be able to begin to see my cursor. So my cursor is on the T, capital T, which is for text. So if I click on T, which is for text, then I select it and then I leave everything on default and say OK, so that I draw a text object on the scene, which scene is scene 0. Then in the scene I write the title of what I want to do. I want to write the title as I want to create something a little bit different. I want to create and say the title is going to be called let me see, the trek. I want to write the trek. Now because the writing is in white and the background looks as if it is white, you are unable to see things clearly, but I will show for you that is writing there. So this is the trek. Just something that does not exist, I think. A trek of the great Mahdi. This is a tribe in in Uganda, in a Germany to which I belong, of the great Mahdi from Sudan. From Sudan, there is that little history that the Mahdi who have currently settled in Uganda, northern Uganda, have come from there. So I have already written the title. I have highlighted it there. At least you're able to see. Let me hope so. Let me hope so. Yes, you're able to see. That is very good. Now I'm going to now edit it, and editing, I go to font. In font, I think I should change this color to blue so that you will be able to see it later on clearly. And then still I increase the size. Text should be, the title should be large. So if I take it to 120, let me see whether is enough. The trick of the great good I enter of the Mahdi. Let me add some more text and say people. Sorry, Mahdi people, because these are people from Sudan. And I Control E to center line all this text. I still select all by Control A. And after doing that, I go back to font. I want to change the font to something which looks a little bit bigger, the font type, of course. So the font type here is Brass Script STD. I want to change it to Arial Rounded Empty Bold. It's a little bit big. Good, that is it, big. And then from here, by who? This is this is in a history class, then for people who are historians or they want to know history, then they will have to by who should be there. And so I again go and create a new text object. The second text object, I will create it. In this, what I wanted to just say is by let me say by me. Okay, by me. And who am I? I want them to have different text box. Why am I creating different text box or different text objects in movie making? I think we call it text object, but not really text box as we do in things like PowerPoint and so on. So by me, I want to give my name this name here. This name here is me who present it. If I want, I can even say I am professor. That's not my title. So then still all this will not be in the same color, so I'm going to again do these little editings to still make this thing look a little bit fantastic. I believe in the say Chinese wise saying that do the best thing in the first time. So this, although I'm just trying to solve for you as an example, but I want it to be good. If that is that, which color will look good in that background? Let me say purple. Good. Then after all this, now I want to add the effects. I have selected text 1. That is the first layer. Okay, the layers are here. Each of those texts that I've added are added into the layers. Which layers I can manipulate to get what exactly I want. So I have selected layer 1, and layer 1 is that bigger title, the major text, and from which I am saying I want to add a few things. One, I go to video. Hope your eye is seeing where the cursor is. Video effects. In video effects, when I click the drop down button, then I want to go and filter it out. In filtering, I go to and select the Gaussian blur filter and I apply it. Then I don't change those other things, I just say okay. Then after doing that, it has already been applied, but I'll go and select a few things here. I want this to be only and only 1 minute, I mean 1 second. So I select that. So if it is 1 second, sorry, 1 second, I hope you have seen where I'm doing it. That is 1 second. And then these others, for this I'm going to make it 15:0, 15:0, 15:0, 15:0. This is the Gaussian blur, filter. The Gaussian blur filter. These are the two changes that I have made. And then after this, I go still back to video effects, and then I now go to transparency, and for the transparency I go to fade in. I select fade in. After selecting fade in, I also just leave those to default and say okay. After saying okay, there are a few changes that I've gotten to make. The time for fade in, I want to just put it to okay. Let me also say 1 minute, 1 second, I mean. Good. And then I say I leave it there. Is there any other thing? Okay, let me leave it there. Then from there, I still go back to video effects. From video effects, now I go to transform. I go and transform it by zoom. I transform by zoom, and then I also leave this on default, and again say okay. I have applied all this. Before you see the preview, okay, let's see the preview a little bit. See what will happen. We have just done it on the other first title, remember. So if I start, you see how it is playing. You see that? Okay, but is that exactly what you want? Okay, hope you have seen it. Let me let you see it once again. Okay, this fading, I don't want it to be here. I'm going to take it back to the beginning. Now we have added three effects. Now each of these three effects we are going to apply all of them to those three text objects. The three effects that I'm talking about are: one, we added zoom, we added this is under transparency, and then Gaussian is under filter, perspective, and so on. So these three, we're going to add all of them also to the first object, which appear in blue. The second text object is in purple or violet, and then the third text object is in what? Is in red. So in that, I'm going to select all these three uh, effects, and then after that I right click. Okay, I right click and then I copy all of them. After copying all of them, then you see where I'm going. The object explorer, you go to the side of the object explorer, and the object explorer, I now click on the first text where I had added, but that's not where we're supposed to. Now we go to the second text, which is the second text object, which is buy. And after clicking on that, I come down here. Okay, let me move this. That is the play button, not play button, but how do we call it? Oh, okay, sorry, that's not our concern. So I come here. This is where the second text object, which is highlighted on our scene here, you can see. So I double click on it, and then after double clicking on it, it will say there are no items to show. Then I paste those three effects that we have applied, that I have applied to the first text object here, I paste. You can even do it very fast by just Control V, but I'm going to show for you using this. Right click, okay, like this. You put the cursor here, and then you right click, and then you paste. Now all those three video effects have been applied to the second text also, and then you also go back to Object Explorer window. Is it called window? Good. And then I go to text tree. After clicking on it, you see it has been selected here. This is in the layer side, and the timeline selected. Then on the scene, it is also highlighted, selected there, you can see. Then I double click on it. Then it is still tells me also that there are no items to show. Then I again put my cursor there, right click, and paste the same three effects that we added to the first text object. Then after doing this, what next? I will go back to the Object Explorer so that I see the three scenes. I mean this scene, which is scene 0, with those three texts, and then I rearrange them so that I organize them. The first one will come first, and then the second will come after some time, the third one, so that they don't all come at once, because I want to show that the title will appear maybe 3 or 4 seconds earlier, and then after that, those seconds have passed, I show by the letter by, that is the second object, text object that we added, and then the last one is the third, by who. And that is how cinematic titles come. Then so I come here and click on Shin, and what I wanted to see are these that are below the timeline. Yeah, you see below the timeline, and then timeline or time frame. Good. Then from there, I know this is text 1, it is up there. Text 2 is in the middle, the last one. So text 1 remains, and then I will move text 2 when the cursor is pointing like that, so that I reduce its time. Okay, I'm reducing the time, the text. That means from that time of 0 seconds up to 3 seconds and about 150 microseconds, it is text 2 is not showing. That word where I wrote by will not be showing. And then the last one, this one here, I want it to show so much later. So from time 000 seconds up to I want it to begin to show or display by about the 70 second, yes, around there. And after this, now my cinematic title, movie title, is ready for display. Now let me just show for you, how it may look like. And this is it. Let me show for you the preview. I preview it because this is from where it is going to start playing. And so if I say play, that is it. The Trek of the Great Madi People from Sudan by Axiomatic Chezero. So if you like this video, give me thumbs up, and after that, of course, you also subscribe to this video, and more will be coming your way. But please don't hesitate to comment by what you don't like in this video, what you like in this video, and what you would like me to improve, and or what you like me to also show for you in the next video, so that I show for you how to do a few things here and there to be good in movie production. And this is bringing us to almost the end of this video, but I want to first of all show for you the preview full screen. Good, we go. See that the Trek of the Great Madi People from Sudan by Axiomatic Chezero. And that is it. I want to say catch up with me next time. Love you.